Hey y'all, it's Sharita. I'm here with my girl Tasia for episode 2. We fell off the wagon pretty bad these past couple weeks with our eating habits, and during our most recent chat, we confessed to each other just how bad it actually got. But we did devise a plan to hopefully get us back on track. So tune in, take a listen, and hopefully you can join in this journey with us.
Not to switch subjects too much, but I've been really bad about my leafy greens within like the last, I want to say month. Like I just was not really encouraged to eat any leafy greens in February. And not
Really?
February, March. And when I did, it was just like I was forcing it. I feel like I go through phases where I get burnt out of certain veggies.
Mm,
And that's why I like we've talked. I don't know if we talked about it on the last podcast or not. When you talked about seasonal, because that'll give me an opportunity to kind of live in the season
yeah,
of the freshest harvest of that particular veggie or
yeah.
produce in general. But yeah,
hmm
I'm not gonna say over, but I think I overate some of my leafy greens.
Probably during the fall because a lot of leafy greens are in season during that time, so you probably
Mm.
gorged out. You're kind of like how I did with the fruit. Um, I have been so ready for pineapple and
Mm.
strawberries and peaches and kiwi. I've been ready for like all of that, and I've been over the apples and the pears and like I'm done. So I slacked off a lot with my fruit
Mm.
in February for sure. Now that I think about it, I was eating apples out of necessity, not because I was like, oh, I really want apple or oh, I
Mm.
really want a pear. So sad, I would actually get it and not even eat it. Like it was starting to like go bad because I just
Oh.
didn't want it no
Now
more.
that's really relatable, especially in those
Yeah.
days where I was not when I was trying to lose weight and I was focused. I would get those bag salads, and they would
Oh
sit
yeah.
in there until it expired. So
It
you just
turns
bought it,
brown.
yeah. So you just bought it so you could look good,
Yeah.
yeah. So you didn't eat it.
Yeah,
You didn't
that was
even,
me buying the fruit,
yes, yes,
buying them apples and pears. Like, oh, let me get it and not eating it.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. I looked in the refrigerator, and Kevin, when I go like grocery shopping or
Uh
whatever,
huh.
he'll like put away like some of the things or whatever, and he was taking all the apples and putting them like out of sight so I couldn't see them. And by the time I went and I pulled out where he had been put them, I had like probably about 12 apples in there,
Oh no, just sitting.
and I was like, oh, just sitting. I was like, man, I just been buying apples and not eating them.
Man,
I bought more today, as a matter of fact, because I was like, I need to eat some. But but the strawberries are in, and I've been eating
I got
strawberries.
some.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. How were they?
They were good. I ate 'em, of course,
Good.
still got some, and then I did strawberry and lemon for my water. So I usually do cucumber
Hmm.
and lemon. I was like, "Let me do strawberry, lemon," yeah,
Okay.
it was good.
Okay. All right. Okay, I
Don't it
might try
sound
that.
good together?
I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, okay, let me see what that might
It's like
taste like.
strawberry lemonade, but without the sugar, just all natural. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so good.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So I decided maybe about 2 weeks ago that I was gonna go like on a cleanse,
Okay.
and I forgot that I was on it,
Okay.
and I started eating cookies.
Now how you forget? You on a cleanse.
I wasn't thinking.
What kind of cookie is it those cookies I saw on IG?
Oh, you talking about the snickerdoodle
Yes, I've been
cookies?
meaning to talk to you about it. They look so good. Okay, I'm sorry, I switched
Thank
your
you.
subject, but yeah, those cookies look
No, it
so
wasn't
good.
those. It was chocolate chip cookies.
Mm,
Yeah, it was chocolate chip cookies. And I wasn't supposed to be eating any sugar. Even though, I use cane sugar in them, it's still
yeah.
sugar. I wasn't supposed to be eating no sugar. And I completely forgot. Um, and that's a problem because I'm typically really disciplined when I say I'm going to go, like on a cleanse or fast or something. I usually do really good. But this time, I don't know what happened. I
Mm, it's living
just
life.
like, just living life.
Sometimes it's
I
like
fell off.
that in the wellness journey where you just kind of like you either in autopilot where you just keep going, doing the things you do, not very much
Mm.
thinking about it because it's a part of the lifestyle. And then there's moments where you slip in and out. My whole thing is just never slipping out. I don't think I'm ever gonna fully slip, but yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like fully going
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. I'm fit for life,
Yeah.
healthy for life, but I'm not gonna lie. So is this like a confession, low key. You know what? We talking about the
It
line
sounds
today.
like it.
We
Confessions of a what we gonna call it?
I don't know because it's clearly still something that I wouldn't say we're dealing with, but just living in the real world. Like there's still like cravings you have from your old life, things that kind of
Yeah,
pop up, or old
yeah.
habits. So I don't know.
The old habits. I think that's what it was. I don't even necessarily think it was the cravings from you.
Mm,
It was just the habits and life getting really busy and, having a lot of things going on. I didn't feel like cooking.
mm-hmm.
That probably was the biggest thing. Like not, feeling like cooking or anything. So I'm just grabbing, things
Right.
or just keeping things. When I get in those modes where I don't feel like cooking, I start eating some of the wildest stuff. Like real simple
Same.
stuff. Like wild stuff, like it just don't go together. Like it's not a good meal. Like I may make sure I have some broccoli, I'll get some mushrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll get some rice and something that'll take like about 10 or 15 minutes to
It
cook
still
up.
sounds good though.
It does, but I like to do a little
Gourmet
more.
every day. I got
Yeah.
you. Every day she's gourmet. I'm not
Yeah,
mad at
but
it.
when I didn't feel like cooking. I actually was looking through my my album on my
Uh
phone,
huh.
and because I knew I was like in February, not February, but March, I was like, I didn't really cook a lot. So I thought, and I'm looking back through my album, I was like, dang, I did cook a lot.
Yeah.
I was eating pretty
Yeah.
good during that month, but in my mind, I didn't. But yeah, I did. So, but I didn't feel like it. I can tell you that
I've
much.
had a lot of
They
those
were really
days.
simple meals,
Yeah.
really simple, lots of pasta. I did a lot of pasta in March,
Mm.
a lot, too much. But when I eat pasta, I still eat like whole wheat, whole grain pasta.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's you know,
Yeah.
I did a lot. I did the most.
Well, it's okay. We're going to fully cleanse ourselves, get this off our chest, move on. Let me go on and drop something else. I've been eating ice cream again, but not every day.
What? Wait.
But it's it's
Oh,
not it's Halo Top, I think that's the name. And they have
Just-
hold on, she gonna tell me something.
what time was it again?
I'm afraid to tell you. You're like the godmother of wellness at this point.
No, I'm not. Don't listen. Please don't say that because I'm gonna drop a confession too. Go ahead, because I
Okay.
got one.
So I've kind of justified it in my mind that it's not as bad because it's labeled light ice cream, as
Okay.
well as, your average pint may be anywhere between 400 to 600 calories. The kind I get is highest is 360 for the entire pint. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing one serving, it's about anywhere between 100 to 120 calories. And then the ingredients that they use aren't horrible. But I
Mm-hmm.
am back on ice cream. So it's not in the house right now. But
Okay.
yeah, I went through 2 pints within like the last 2.5 weeks.
Ooh. Okay. All right. We listen and we don't
We
judge.
don't. But you saw my back.
We
My
don't.
back ain't big. You saw it.
No, the back is still intact. The back is still intact.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So okay, so this is where I fell off.
Okay.
And I'm now that you said it, it just made me think about it. I'm like, oh wait, that's what happened. So I don't know how it's possible to think you can do a cleanse and have ice cream like at the same time, but that's what I thought in my mind. So I went, grocery shopping. I think this was about 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. It was on a Friday. And I go ahead, I got all this good clean stuff I'm gonna make. I mean, I had something to make like spring wraps with. I had like stuff to make soups. Like everything was all clean and it was good. And I
Hmm.
have been eating pretty clean, for a couple weeks now.
Right.
Only cooking. I wasn't eating out like any of that. And I get this dairy free, sugar free ice cream. It was cookie
Mm.
dough.
Oh, that sounds good.
Tasia, I ate the whole pint in one night. when I tell you, when I tell you I was so sick, I was sick to my stomach. To
Oh.
the point I'm looking at, I was like, wait a minute, I thought it said this. I'm reading the label and I'm like, I thought it said dairy free. I was sick.
Oh, you were actually sick from that?
I was actually sick. Yeah.
Why you eat the whole
I was
pint?
real. That was the best vegan ice cream I've had in my
Hold on.
life.
Oh my God.
It was so good that I was like, this can't be vegan. Like, I want to reach out to the company. I'm not even going to call their name. I'm like, are y'all for real?
Well, when
Like,
we finish, text it to me. I know I need to get off of it.
no,
I'm supposed to do my weigh in today.
no,
I'm gonna do it
no,
tomorrow.
no. You don't want this. You don't.
Well,
You
like
don't.
realistically, and I hate saying it because I have moments where I feel like I'm Superwoman and I can eat
Yeah.
110% clean forever. And then I have these moments
Mm-hmm.
where I'm back to 85, 15 in terms of eating healthy in 90-10. So,
Yeah.
I think it's good to have alternatives if you have some of those old habits or cravings where it's not so bad. Or it
Yeah.
works somewhere
Yeah.
somewhere along the lines of how you live now.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was along the lines. I mean, it was. There was no dairy in
Yeah.
it. Very minimal sugar. It said sugar free, but it was not. It was very minimal. Um, but there was just something about it. I don't know if maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, it is still technically a processed
That
food.
part.
And considering the fact that I have been, I mean, I eat clean generally anyway, but I have been cleansing. So
Mm,
everything is like super clean. And then I go throw that in the mix. My body was like, you tripping.
yeah.
Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? It reminded me of when I first started eliminating dairy. That's why I was like, are they sure there's no like contamination in here or
Mm,
something? Because when I first started eliminating dairy, I didn't go cold turkey. I just stopped buying it and keeping it in the house. And I would only eat it when I go out to dinner or something. So if I didn't go out to dinner for like a week or two, I wasn't having any dairy.
right.
And so when I would go out to eat, and I remember one time, I think it was the last time, I was like, oh, let me get this. Kevin and I went out for pizza,
Uh-huh.
and we had pizza, and then I got what do you call it? The spinach dip. What do you call it? The spinach
Oh
artichoke
yeah,
dip.
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, got that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna tear this stuff up. Girl, I got home. I was sick as a dog.
Oh
I was like, what is
no.
wrong? And that's when I was like, oh, okay, I pretty much detoxed my body of it now. And now my body has like a hard time processing it when
Right.
I reintroduced it. So that's what I was reminded of when I tried that quote unquote vegan ice cream.
Yeah, you have to tell me the name of that one because I need to stay away from. I need to get off of all of this stuff. How about that? It's time to get clean. With spring, it's just
It's
a spring
time.
cleaning starts with your body too. It starts with your body, your mind, your soul.
Maybe I'll start over again today
Okay.
from scratch. Not
I'm
today.
gonna
I'll
start
wait until
tomorrow. Oh,
Sunday.
you said okay, so
Yeah, you want to do it together?
I need to.
Come
Yeah,
on.
you know what? Why not?
Come
It's a
on. We can
positive,
do it.
healthy thing.
Yeah, let's do it together.
What is the challenge?
Let's,
What are we doing?
let's do 7 days.
7 days of detoxing?
Yeah,
Okay.
7 days of detoxing.
Okay. I need to do
We're
this.
going to do no processed foods, no sugars.
Mm.
Um, let's see, what else are we? All fruits. But wait a minute, can
What?
you gonna be okay with that? Cause you still eat seafood, right?
Well, I'm gonna keep my seafood in. I'm not exiting it out because
Wait, we supposed to be doing?
I'm doing a moderate version.
Oh, you gonna do the moderate version?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay, that's what I'm
could
like.
do it
Cause I'm
though.
about to take you all the way there, straight vegan for the week,
Well,
straight plant
if I
based,
prep,
not
it
vegan.
wouldn't be hard, honestly. I've like I said in the last podcast we had, I've done almost every diet. You know what?
Yeah,
Okay, I can do it with no.
you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have to have it now.
No
Beans
seafood
and
for 7 days.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do beans, rice. Beans and rice are really easy whenever I'm doing like a cleanse, as long as I'm not doing a raw cleanse.
Okay,
Raw cleanses, I do those, but we don't have to do raw.
okay.
A raw
You gonna
cleanse,
walk me through it?
unless you want
No,
to.
you gonna walk me through it.
I mean, we can do it. We
let's
can do
go
the
from
raw
let's go from
cleanse.
crawling to walking rather than sprinting.
What if we do raw cleanse for the first 2 days?
Okay.
First 2 days. So we'll prep on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Oh
We'll do
Lord, what
raw.
am I signing up for?
Come, you got
I
this. So
do.
here's what it's gonna look like. We're gonna do breakfast. We're gonna do fruit
Okay.
for breakfast. We'll make a fruit salad since all the fruit back.
Ah,
You
you
know.
know I be making my big
We go.
breakfasts every morning.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I'm gonna be okay. I can do
I
this. I
forgot
need
about
to
that.
do this. So yes, okay. So we're doing fruit in the morning.
Yes, we're gonna do fruit in the
Okay.
morning, and then after fruit, for lunch, we'll do. Oh, also, I like to do like a juice.
Okay.
So I when I'm cleansing or whatever, especially when I'm doing a raw cleanse, I will do like a ginger shot.
Okay.
So ginger, like I'll juice a ginger, piece of ginger, and lime, um, and then add a little honey to kind of cut the because it's
Mm.
potent with lime and ginger. So I do those. Those are really good for cleansing all water.
Mhm.
Um, and then for lunch, maybe we could do like a salad or something.
Okay.
And I'll figure something else out for dinner because we're gonna do raw for the first couple of days. So
Couple means two,
I'll
correct?
two,
Like, because
yeah.
some people say 2 or 3, so it's just 2. I just want to
No,
prepare
two.
my soul for what's happening.
No, two
Okay,
days.
2 days.
So we'll do 2 days
Mhm.
of raw cleanse, and I'll just pull one of my other meal plans because I got some meal plans already together
Okay.
for like the cleanse. So we'll do that for 2 days, and then we can go into like beans and rice and things like that.
Okay.
For
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
I'm ready.
Sunday. You
Yeah.
ready?
So Sunday ends at what
Okay.
time so I can make sure I have my sound chef on standby.
You know what? We'll end it on Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, we'll end it on Saturday. So we'll do Monday to Saturday, or we can do. You know what? Let's cut it back. Do Monday to Friday.
Okay. Cool.
That
Mhm.
works. Okay.
Monday to Friday, and
All right.
then the weekends we can start adding things back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. That's what we'll do.
That sounds fun. So 2 days.
Oh.
So basically, 2 days of raw, and then 3 days not raw. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
could do 5 days.
So you got this. You
Yeah,
can do it.
yeah.
You got it. Now I need your help.
Okay.
I know I didn't ask for this help before, and you didn't offer it,
Oh, oh,
and I didn't
where
take it.
she at? Wait. Okay. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. Sorry.
But I'm so serious. I really want to tone,
Uh huh.
you know, and kind of pull things
Got.
together. I want to build muscle.
Mm.
I wouldn't mind putting on a couple pounds of muscle.
Okay.
Um, so I need some help with figuring out how to do that.
Well, I think we got to start lifting some weights. I think that that's the one thing that we as women just feel uncomfortable because we're like, oh, I'm going to look like this or that. And it's like, we couldn't unless we were probably on some type of enhancement drug. So
Mm,
you got to lift heavy. And you got to
mm,
start so you can know, how far you can go. And that's the whole thing
mm-hmm,
about doing reps and sets. It gives
mm-hmm.
your muscle an opportunity to contract and grow. You're tearing the
Okay.
muscle so that it can
Mm-hmm.
build. So we'll have a conversation about what you can do, in terms of
Okay.
that. But your basic aerobics, push-ups. Let's get you on some push-ups. How many
Ooh,
push-ups you can do?
done.
It's okay. I've been there.
I'm being so serious. I can't do none. I probably can squeeze in about 5, maybe.
Oh, that's really good.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, opposed to
I'm gonna be
absolutely
laid out.
none.
That's pushing it. That's pushing it. But I could do
You can
5.
do 5.
So here's the
Okay.
thing. Here's my problem.
Okay.
I want to be able to build this muscle and tone without having to go to the gym and lift weights to do it. Like if I could just do something, like at home,
Yeah, yeah.
or like when I get up first thing in the morning. And this is so sad because the gym is right downstairs.
Why you don't
I
want to just go
just know.
downstairs? I'm
I
confused.
don't know. It's right downstairs. I just don't. Yeah,
Do you
I just
do you
don't.
feel like the gym? Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on the gym? Like everybody is obsessing over going to the gym, and is it the environment itself, or what? I feel like there's a thought process for new gym goers that I don't
Mhm.
have anymore. I have to reach back to my
Yeah,
mind, but is
yeah. I don't know what happened. I think it's more, if I'm being honest, I really think it's more of a convenience thing because there was a time where I was like a gym rat. I
Yeah.
was up at like 4 or 5 in the morning getting dressed
Mm.
to go out to the gym no matter what the weather was. It could be raining, it could be freezing cold. I was going to the gym.
Wow.
Um, and I think now it's just more of like a convenience thing. And when I go in there, um, I'm overwhelmed by like the machines and what to do
Mm.
and how much time to spend. So like I may, in my mind, this is how I think about it. I'm like, okay, I want to tone my
Right.
legs. So I'm gonna go in the gym and I'm gonna get on the machines that I'm going around and read like the little descriptions and see what parts that the muscle they're working on. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna sit on this.
Mhm.
And then I do that for like that day, and then in my mind I've done enough. And the legs
Ah.
should be looking right, like how they should supposed
No,
to be
you gotta
looking
keep going in there.
after. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't have like I need a strategy. I guess that's what it is. So that's what's intimidating about the gym.
Well,
Like, I feel good
uh-huh.
afterwards. I just don't feel like I'm getting the results I need. So it's strategy, what I really need.
Gotcha. I only go to lift 3 times a week. That's
Okay.
it. Some people say 2 to 3 times, whatever it is manageable and that you can keep up and be consistent with, that
Mm-hmm.
unless you're, like, looking to do something very soon, athletic or a show or something, like a
Mm,
bodybuilding show, which I'm not into that per se in terms of
yeah.
fitness, but you don't have to go every day. So it can be something
Okay.
like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Mm,
and
okay.
then at least 30 to 45 minutes cardio every day. And then even with
Okay.
lifting, for me personally, I don't go past 30 to 35 minutes. So it's not like I'm in
Mm,
there forever.
okay.
I'm doing
Okay.
about 3 sets of 10 or even sometimes 3 sets of 12 and then I'm out.
Does it change what, like, from session to session? Does it change?
Yeah, yeah. Over time, you challenge
Okay.
yourself to lift heavier because, if you're
Mm-hmm.
flying through it, then I'm not going to say that the repetition is not helping you, but in terms of building muscle, and that's what you really mean
Mm,
when you say tone. You're building
yeah.
muscle and you're bringing it all nice and tight and firm.
Yeah.
So um, if that's the case, then you don't have to go in there often. You just go do your sets, get on out, allow your body to rest. Some people don't like
Mm-hmm.
rest. I like rest. I like how I look when I'm
Mm-hmm.
rested. And then
Mm-hmm.
you come back in a few days.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can stretch it out. It doesn't have to be every other day, but it doesn't have to be boom, boom, boom. I have to be in the gym every day. Unless you're trying to
Yeah.
achieve some type of goal.
Okay. Okay. All
You
right.
got
I'm gonna
this.
try it.
You got that. This is my 4th year. I'm just blessed to say that I've been working out consistently for 4 years because there was a time where I could
That is a
barely do it
blessing.
for a month straight.
Yeah.
I would go out to a park and walk, and then some way, somehow, I'm back on that couch watching TV or Netflix back then. But yeah,
Yeah.
3 to 4 years because 3 years officially nonstop, and then 4 years was on and off. And I count that because I like showing where I started. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How long would you say it took you to start seeing results?
Mm. In the very beginning, I could feel the inches because of my clothes, and I could see it in my
Uh,
face. I feel like that's one of the biggest indicators is your face.
that's the same thing for me. I can always tell when I'm losing weight or gaining weight. It's in my
Mhm.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I used to have that double I didn't even know I had a double chin like that.
You know what?
I'm not even trying to go in, I didn't know it. I was like, "Wow." Coupled with
Mm,
some of the medication I have to take as well for my transplant that I had,
yeah.
I knew, but I didn't know it was that bad. But the more I feel like I'm in a defining process. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
slender for sure, but like I feel like my muscles are more defined, my body is more defined, my facial structure is more defined than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So as I could kind of see myself sculpting down,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it got exciting. And then
Mm.
like I said, I haven't done my weigh in, but I wish I was one of those people who just memorize how much weight I lost, but I want to say, I think my biggest, and I don't mind sharing, I think my biggest was like 214. And I'm at like
214. Oh, that was
214
your.
pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at
Okay.
5'2".
We were around the same.
Well, I'm shorter, so it was a little bit more wobbling.
Girl, I was wobbling too. As a matter of fact, I was more than 214. I definitely was like 225.
225. Okay.
Yeah. The last time on our last podcast, you mentioned that sometimes you go back and like look at your picture.
Yeah.
I did that a couple weeks
Uh
ago.
huh.
It was hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It wasn't hard because of, because I looked
Uh
different.
huh.
I think in the moment I was thinking about where my mind
Ah,
was
for sure.
at
Same.
that time
Yeah.
because I looked at a picture right before I committed to making changes.
Mm.
And I was like, ooh.
But she was courageous, meaning, your old self to even start this journey. That's how I see it. It's like, did you at that time think that you would be where you are today in your journey?
No,
Yeah, so like that's the
no.
gratifying part to me is like, okay, not only am I healthier, much healthier,
Yeah,
um I'm the same person, but I'm the same person personified, manifested. Like this is the
yeah,
version of myself after all of the work that I did in my head, it actually
yeah,
came to pass.
yeah.
But I get what you're saying now.
When you say all the work you did in your head, like what was the like the defining moment? Like what was the starting space for the work in your head? And would you say that like doing the work in your head, did that come first, or did you already start like trying to make like some changes outwardly, but like what did
It
that process
definitely
look
started in my head first. I had an idea of how much I wanted to lose, what I wanted to do with my body long term, and even down to even my hair. I think I started my lock process maybe a year after I started my fitness journey. And I was like, when this come in and this get long and then that strip and then I don't have no love handles no more. And then it's just different ways to get you excited and stay on the journey. And as I was kind of
like? Mm,
sculpting in my brain what that looks like, because this isn't my first time being slender. It's just been a long time. So I'm going back.
mm,
I'm going back and I'm looking at
okay.
them high school pictures. I'm going back and I'm looking at them college photos. Because I didn't
Really?
want to be, who this is crazy to say, but I just didn't want that to be the last time that I saw myself that way.
Hmm.
I didn't want that to be like, "Oh, remember when I was in 12th grade? Remember when I was," and that happens sometimes when you get
Yeah.
used to being in a certain body. And I was like, that's so achievable now, and Imma do it. It just didn't feel like it, but I knew that I could achieve it, so yeah.
Wow. I don't think I ever heard you say that or share it like in that way. I didn't know
Mm,
that that was your thought process.
yeah. With that and, I could get to wear that without
Um.
going and feeling like, "Is this big on me?" I'm asking my husband, and I'm pulling my shirt down.
Yeah.
Outside of that, that was the main thought process.
That was a thought process.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
It happened.
We are so different there. We're really different there because I don't think I started out with any goal in mind other than I'm just going to cut
Mm.
out meat. That was like, I knew I wanted to cut out meat.
Mhm.
I always knew that. I always knew I wanted to grow my own food.
Right.
Um, Even though I didn't eat much vegetables back then, the
Uh-huh.
few that I did eat, I was like, I want to grow it myself.
Mm.
So I always had that because I grew up, seeing my great grandmother grow
Yeah.
like her own food in her own backyard. So that was definitely something that I wanted to do. Um, and then, just wanting to cut out meat and then wanting to lose weight, but I never had a goal. I didn't develop a goal until I actually saw that I could do it.
Okay.
Until I had lost weight. I lost a significant amount of weight. Let me see. I want to do calculations so I can see how much I
Let me do
lost the
my
first go
calculation
around.
too.
So let's see here. I was there, and then I dropped down to one. Oh Lord, I'm going to tell all my business
You
now.
notice
I
I
dropped
didn't
down
say what
to
I am now, but
one.
Imma do the calculations and see if people know.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so then I went. Okay, so it wasn't that. It was there,
Whoa.
and then I went down to Okay. So my first round of weight
Uh-huh.
loss was 55 pounds.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. The first round was
What was
55.
the second?
Once I
I'm anticipating. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so once I dropped down to, once I lost to 55, I was like, oh, I can do this. Once I lost it and I was able to keep it off,
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, I can do this. And then that's when I set a goal. And the only reason I set the goal is because what I had dropped down to was still too close. In my mind, 200 was always just, that was like, and I didn't ever want to go over 200.
Hmm.
And one thing I had noticed from the previous years when I was gaining the weight, once you hit that 200 mark, it's real easy to go
It
over.
is.
Real easy.
Yeah.
Like, and you lose control.
Right.
Like 200 hard to get to, but once you get to it, it's real easy to keep going over it.
Mm.
And so I wanted to stay enough under 200. Like in my mind, I had like this safe zone. So although I was comfortable with the weight that I was at once I lost to 55 pounds, I wanted to get at least 15 under that so that
Oh,
I had room.
right.
If I wanted to have a little carrot cake for the week.
Okay, okay.
If I wanted to, I wanted to have a little something extra,
Right.
I could, and I wasn't going to be knocking on 200's door again. So that's when I set a goal.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, the locks, those came later. I don't. There was never a part of me that was like, I want to start locks, because of this. I just wanted to start locks because I was tired of doing like
Your hair.
the natural hair. Yeah, I was
I
tired
was
of
fatigued
it.
of it
It was
too.
too much work.
That's
Yeah,
ultimately
yeah.
what got me over because I was leaning more towards my 40s, and I was like, let me
Mm-hmm.
just gonna do it. I think I did it either 30 or 31. I'm not quite sure which age, but that's when I decided to go for locks. And
Yeah.
I had to cut all my hair off too. I was bald headed. So it grew back.
Oh, you did the chop.
Yeah, I did the big chop.
Okay.
And it wasn't because I
Okay.
wanted to. It was I wouldn't say it was fully health related, but it was a lot of stress when I was sick. And so I was like, let me cut
Yeah.
it off. And then when it grew back, I was like, well, what am I gonna do now? Let me just go ahead and get some locks.
Mm,
So
okay.
it wasn't like building a super villain like I'm coming back. I got my revenge body and
that
my
that's
revenge
what
hair.
I imagined it. Is that the
No.
way you describe it? That's what I'm like. Oh, because you was putting all this into place. Mine was more like I was super inquisitive about everything, and I'm just exploring all kinds of stuff. So a lot
Yeah.
of it, I just kind of happened to
Fell
fall
into
into because one thing led to another. I've always been like a curious kid,
right.
like always been, from childhood. Like I always want to know how things work. Why is this way? Like I got questions
Yeah.
all the time. So that's kind of like how my health journey unfolded. Just a bunch of curiosity, and now I stumbled into where I am where I
Right.
am now. But yeah, and when you were explaining it, that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, you was like orchestrating
Well, yeah.
the way that you wanted things to be, which is good
Well,
though.
I had a medical crisis. So this is life
That
after that.
yes,
Like I'm
yep,
not about to be here forever. There is a such thing
yep,
as recovery. Okay, let's get on the bandwagon. Let's get excited about what life
yeah,
looks after being sick. You don't have to be sick
yeah,
forever. So
yeah,
it was
yep.
more that mindset, but I can see how it could come off like I was intentionally like I'm coming back for everything they stole from me.
But it makes sense though. It makes sense that you would be that way. Our journey started very different. I got a lot of feedback from like some friends and family and some others who were hearing your story
Uh-huh.
for the first time. And they were like, oh my gosh, like they were so inspired.
Oh,
And your story was so relatable to them because, in essence, you were knocking at like, death's
yeah.
door and you completely changed your life from that and came back with a vengeance. So yeah,
Oh.
you are like a superhero.
Oh, yeah, clean it up.
You
Thank you for
are.
that. Thank you for that.
You are.
Well,
So
I
yeah, for sure.
mean, the intent was to get excited about the life that I have rather than life I had because you can't get rid of or cure certain diseases, and chronic kidney
Mhm.
disease is one of them.
Yeah.
And even when you get a transplant for kidneys, it doesn't mean that it's a cure. It's just a better,
Mm.
easier way to manage. You know, because there are a
Yeah.
lot of people that go to dialysis and have to sit on a machine. I'm just grateful that I had an opportunity to have
Yeah.
somebody who would care enough to do that for me. So I said, okay, look,
Yeah.
you gave me an organ. Let me really ball out. Let me show you that you sitting on
And
that
did.
table. Thank you.
And
Sitting on
did.
that table was worth it because I mean, there's not every day that you meet people who care enough to just, give you a little piece of them.
Yeah.
So I want this is
Yeah.
a thank you letter to them. That person, it's a thank you letter to everybody who was there for me. Thank you letter to
Yeah.
God. And I was like,
Yeah.
even if no one else knows about my story, I do, and the people around me will know to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you to yourself for showing up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because there's a lot of times like we can be faced with challenges in life in all kinds of areas, and we can choose to lie down in it, or we can choose to get up and stand in it and, you know,
yeah.
fight. And you showed up and you fought.
Oh, thank you.
And you're an inspiration to me
Oh,
in so many ways. And it's motivating and encouraging to have a friend that is that way, because we don't sit down.
yeah,
We
we
don't sit down. We don't
don't.
take life sitting down.
Mm-mm.
And there might be some times where I might be like, I don't feel like it.
Okay.
But then I look online and I see Tasia showing up. I'm like, let me show up
Well,
then.
look, you be grumping. That's why I feel like a
Let me
bad mother.
show
Yeah, I'm
up.
gonna like this, but I'm not showing up for my vegetables. But it's no hate, it's motivation. So you equally do that for me as
Yeah.
well. Community is
Oh, thank
so
you.
important when you do this
Yeah.
this lifestyle. I feel like
Yeah.
you can do it alone, but it helps to have
Yeah.
others that are just as passionate and in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. We actually had one of the viewer questions was for you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this.
And
So
it
you
was,
hid that from me.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Let me
ma'am.
drink my
And
water.
it was, oh, yes, drink your water. I'm going to drink my tea. Let me get a little sip. Oh, it's still warm.
Come on, warm tea.
Yes, ma'am. So the question was about um, a simple fitness routine, like something someone could do at home, like a busy mom,
Mhm.
she works, she's got a small child that she's taking care of, she's managing the household and things like that. Like, what's something she can do at home, like just to get started to be fit outside of, like, of course, walking.
Absolutely. There are a few things. So back in the day, my grandma, even my mom, they had Tabo.
Mhm.
They had
Oh,
those
I remember
videos.
that
So
Billy
you
Blanks.
just so anything that you can pop in and watch, even if it's streaming from YouTube,
Yeah.
put that on and let them direct you, especially when you don't know anything. They have great aerobic starter
Oh my
exercises.
gosh.
I didn't even mention that to you, but you can do it too, Sharita.
Yes. Oh my god. That's what I'm like. Oh my god. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
so
That's a good
that's
idea.
always a good option. It'll walk you through and give you
Yeah.
just more things to think about in terms of how you want to tone your body or just work it out, period.
Yeah.
But off the top of my head, I would suggest things that you can do anywhere. So you can do
Mm,
push-ups anywhere, you can do squats anywhere, you can do what is something else that I can do at home? Sit-ups, crunches.
mm-hmm.
It's so many different, but whatever you choose to do and whatever you're deciding that you're targeting, number one, these exercises, they help strengthen what you're already doing in your diet. I think that's the first thing
Yeah.
that we have to keep saying because I kind of get tired of diet culture always pushing the gym and
Yeah.
not necessarily explaining what the gym does for what you're already
Yeah.
doing in the kitchen because abs are made in the kitchen. Um,
Yeah. I
but I
agree.
would do 5 exercises that give your body an opportunity to feel it all over, and you would do 3 sets of 10 reps. So you're counting to 10, and that's your
Mm-hmm.
first step. And I'm just saying it in a
Mm-hmm.
way if people have never worked out or exercised before. So that's what I
Okay.
would do. I would more than likely, if you don't have a trainer, start with one of those fitness not tables, tapes, videos,
Mm-hmm.
series,
Yeah.
and then ease into some of the things you did when you were in PE as a kid.
Okay.
Push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, um, if you're strong enough, pull-ups, um,
Yeah.
things that are practical at the house.
Yeah.
And then it gets a
Okay.
little bit more in depth when you're starting to weight train, but just getting
Mm-hmm.
started, I would do that.
Okay. Bet. That's actually a really good idea. So I'm going to start with the videos too, and
All
they'll
right.
help me develop a routine
Well, since we're here,
as opposed to. Okay.
the last time
Okay.
we spoke,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Well, you see, earlier I asked if you can help me. So clearly it's not going.
Okay,
The
okay.
struggle has been getting. Okay, so another thing I was trying to do is like get up a lot early in the morning, and it's been working. Like I've been getting up at like
Oh
4:30,
wow, okay.
but yeah, I needed some extra time in the day.
Hmm.
And I'm getting up, but I'm just not working out when I get up.
You know what?
So
You know what you may have to do, because I had to do this at the top of my journey as well. Like
what's that?
exercising, just I wouldn't say it wasn't fun. It felt like a chore. So maybe if you
Yeah.
tie it to something you really like biking, skating, for me as of late,
Mm,
basketball, just
okay.
stuff that like keeps it fun for you. Yeah, I would
Hmm.
couple it. I would couple it with something you need to do, and then add in something that's more athletic and maybe let it be
Okay.
fun.
So I would love, you know how you like basketball? I
Mhm.
like volleyball.
I like volleyball too. Okay.
I played volleyball in school. I ran track in middle and at the beginning of high school,
Uh-huh.
but we're not going to go back to that.
Okay.
But volleyball, I love volleyball. But you have to have somebody to play volleyball with you.
Have
That's the only
Kev.
thing.
He can come play with you. Y'all can play tag. Just get out there and have fun. Whatever you do.
You're right. That is my problem. I need to tie it to something fun. I need to tie it to an activity.
Yeah.
I was listening to something the other day, and this lady said that one of the ways that she makes sure she goes to the gym is she pays for a membership because she hates wasting money.
Ah.
So she was like, if I pay for the membership, I'm going to go. But she doesn't just pay for a gym membership; she pays for a particular class
Okay.
in the gym membership.
Uh-huh.
So it forces her to actually go.
That's good.
And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But you're right. I got to tie it to something fun, and maybe that'll help because doing the walking feels fun. I love walking. Like I can go out and take a walk, not even just for physical exercise, like to clear my mind or to get sun, or I just like being in nature
Right.
and exploring. So going on a walk is perfect for me. But doing the other part, like the weights and all that,
It'll
that
get
feels like a
there.
chore.
You'll get excited about it over time, especially when you start to see what you want in terms of your goals to actually
Yeah,
happen. It'll just make you want to do it even more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's
All right.
it, I think that should be the first thing we all think about in terms of wellness, even with food. Like, if I'm eating
Mm,
this, I know I'm gonna look good. Like, if you have,
mm,
it's so easy to be pessimistic about some of these things.
yeah.
So, it's
Yeah.
also the way we think in terms of being a little bit more optimistic. Oh, if I do this, I can eventually do that, and I can eventually do that, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good way to look at it. So I'm going to stop being so pessimistic
Okay. Well, dang, it
about.
wasn't direct like that.
I caught the shade. I caught the
Oh
shade.
no.
I'm just
Oh.
kidding. I was just kidding. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna do better on it. I'm gonna commit to it during this 5 days. I'm gonna do it.
We got a lot of stuff we adding. Okay. You want me to
Yep,
do that
I'm
with you
gonna do it.
too?
Yeah, we
So
can.
what we doing? I need to kind of give the idea what we doing for that part, huh?
Okay, so what we doing? We're going to start the cleanse. Do you want to prep like together, or you want to prep on your
I'm gonna
own?
prep on my own.
Okay,
Yeah, I
all
got the
right.
prep.
So we'll prep. I'm gonna prep on Sunday.
Okay.
Start first thing Monday morning, and I'm gonna start with a video on Monday morning.
Okay. Okay. A workout video.
Yeah, workout video.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I might start the workout on Sunday.
Okay. Cool.
I think I need to start the workout on Sunday. I don't know. I don't need to take Monday to do that because Monday I have a billion other things going on in the morning, and I already need to have established some type of precedence. I don't need to start that day also. So I'll start the workout on Sunday.
Mm.
Monday, Tuesday, we're doing raw cleanse.
Yes.
Wednesday through Friday, we're doing plant based but clean, super super clean.
Absolutely. I
Okay,
can do five
perfect.
days. I can.
But them 7 days is pushing it.
Okay, because and I don't drink alcohol anymore, but, like, weekends, you go out sometimes, you're out and about,
Mm,
and although I can say no real good, I
yeah,
just I like the idea that if I want to, I can. I probably won't. That kinda sounds backwards
yeah,
to cleanse and then go to,
yeah.
like, a big bash. Just
And then go
yeah,
in.
like, no. Yeah.
Like you done when it undid all the work you
I
did for the
used to
week.
do that. I was definitely
Really?
big Luther, little Luther, and I'm referring to size, but I don't when I talk
Mm,
about weight, I'm not only talking about physical body, I'm talking about mindset as well. Just the way I thought was bigger.
yeah.
So,
Because wellness starts in the mind for
it
sure.
does. It does.
I've had that on my whiteboard all week. Well, for the past couple of weeks. Wellness starts in the mind
Absolutely. And
for sure.
once you have it made up in your mind that you're no longer gonna do something for real, then that's when it
Yeah.
happens, and the body follows.
Yeah. 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 For sure. You got to start with your mind first.
Mhm.
For sure. So we're doing the cleanse. I'm adding some physical activity, intentional physical activity.
It's funny you said that because I said that today to somebody. It's like, "I go up and
What?
down the stairs all the time." I said, "That's not intentionally exercising or
Yeah.
targeting anything, but it's good that you can."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be intentional because, like I said, I get activity. I just it's not intentional. It's just let me go on this little walk.
But, but walks are good. We need more people walking. Please walk.
Yeah.
That's where most of us start. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll still do my walks when I can. I'll get them in. If I'm doing both of them, I might be a little
You
tired.
overwhelmed?
I might be a little tired. One thing at a time
I do
here.
cardio and lifting on the same days.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I used to do that when I was lifting. I would start with cardio
Mhm.
and then I would do lifting. So I would start with maybe like 25 and I would alternate cardio. So I might do like a treadmill one day, bike the next, I'll do the elliptical the next. Like I was like rotating them. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing and then hit the weights. And I would do like an hour a day of everything.
Oh, total.
Yeah,
Yeah,
total.
that's
And then I would do it before work. And let me tell you, the way I felt, I miss that feeling because I
mm,
felt like so energized and like I had a lot of mental clarity. It was like I was ready to take on the day.
yeah.
I need to get back to that because I miss the invigoration that came from, you know, the morning, the morning workout.
See, I'm not that person, but I love that you have the intentionality to do something at a certain time every day. I just get there when I
Hmm.
can.
Really?
I eat, clock in, clock out. I'm here. I made it. But I do aspire. I wouldn't necessarily say the 4:30, 5:30, or 5 o'clock person, but earlier. Because
Hmm.
there was a time when me and my husband were walking every morning, and it felt
Mm.
good to get it out the way. And
Yeah.
then that was just one less thing that we had to do. And
Yeah.
like you said, like when you start something like that before you get your day started, you feel
Yeah.
on fire. You feel like you can
Yeah.
conquer the world. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'm a creature of habit and routine. Like I love to develop routines and things like that. It
Yeah.
helps keep me organized and on track, um, and sane.
That's a good thing. That's a
Yeah,
good thing though.
sometimes it is. Sometimes it's good to break from them. So I do give myself permission to do that. Like this past weekend, I had a million things planned,
Uh-huh.
um, and I needed to rest. And so
Mm.
I just abandoned
See,
everything
I knew you
and
was
went
gonna
with the
need to
flow.
rest. I knew it. Remember we talked about it?
You did. You said that. You was like, you gonna need it. You've been on the high.
Yeah,
You're gonna need it,
yeah.
and I did. I
Uh,
needed it. So Friday was a fun day,
uh-huh.
and then Saturday I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and it didn't happen.
Mm.
So Saturday and Sunday, Saturday I rested like the whole day. It was the most restful day I've had in forever.
That's good.
And then Sunday I got up and I was like, all right, now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and then Sunday ended up being a day of rest also.
That's
So
good. We need rest.
yeah, yeah. Well, leisure. I did a couple of little things, like very um things that just felt good, like going to the flower shop and looking at some
Mm.
flowers and picking out my own flowers and making a bouquet, like things like that. Going to get a new book. They weren't
Yes.
in the plan, but they were necessary, and they didn't cause. I didn't have to put a lot of thought into it. Is very unplanned, just going on the whim, and came back home. Watched a little mindless TV because I don't watch a whole lot of TV,
Yeah.
but I started watching this new show
Okay.
that's pretty good. It's on Netflix called Later Daters.
I don't want to give them a
That
shout
one.
out, but I want to hear what is it about, real quick.
Oh my gosh! So it's about seasoned
Uh
individuals
huh.
dating and finding love again.
Oh, I think I seen the trailer.
The trailer for it, I
Yeah.
think Michelle Obama is one of the producers on it.
Okay. Okay.
So it was Michelle Obama. There's I forget the other lady, but she's really good. She's like the dating coach.
Okay.
So they're not necessarily like trying to help them find like their person. They're just teaching them how to date,
Okay.
essentially, and get back out there, how to open themselves up to the dating world again. So it's
Wow.
interesting to watch. It's pretty good.
Wow. You said it's
It's,
for like seniors?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like late 60s, 70s. I think there might be someone on there in their 50s,
Okay. Okay.
late
There's
50s.
never too late
Yeah,
for
but
love. I love it.
yeah, never too late for love.
Yeah.
There's always time for love, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Sunday, we're going to start. Well, we're going to prep for the class, but we won't start until Monday.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start working out.
Okay.
And then we're going to check in.
I'm with it. I'm excited.
We're going to
I'm
check in.
excited about the
Me too.
diet because I feel like that'll jumpstart me back to doing everything I need to do. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've gotten a little cocky with my macros and micros, feeling like, okay, well, I know this. Well, I wouldn't say cocky.
Like you don't need to track them.
Will you eat the same meals with the same proportions? Do you really need
Ah,
to write it
I see what you're
down, weigh it
saying.
every single time? But I think it's just a good habit to have. And I feel like now I gotta go and get some goals because I might as well use it to my advantage.
Oh.
The summer is coming up. Real quick, have you ever
Uh
been
huh.
one of those women that's like, I gotta get a summer body or I gotta do this before a certain event or occasion?
No. Funny part is, yeah, I've never been that type. I'm actually the opposite.
Ah,
My body goes through like some kind of natural metamorphosis in the fall. Like the fall is like my time. Summertime is like hibernation, grind time. Like I ain't trying to be outside. I'm trying to get my life together. I'm
yeah.
trying to level up. I'm trying to get to the next place. I don't know why it naturally happens that
Hmm.
way. But while everybody else is outside living their best life, having fun, I'm like in grind mode.
Wow.
Like I'm not thinking about like I'm leveling up, but like my level up during the summertime is more mental. It's like there's something about the sun and
Yeah.
the change and the shift in the way the earth is spinning that just throws me into I gotta grow in this season and not necessarily like in a physical way. So yeah, summertime is more lock in grind mode for me. Now fall time comes around, I'm outside and
Mm,
I'm looking my best. I'm feeling my best. I'm dressed for the fall. Like during the summertime, somebody asked me what my summer fashion was. I was like, I don't know. Like throw me on a t-shirt and some jeans. Like I ain't thinking about what I look like during the summer. I'm trying
wow.
to, yeah, I'm in grind mode during the summertime. Um, and it's always been that way. Now the fall comes around, and I'm still locked in or whatever.
Uh,
But the fall comes around, for whatever reason, that's when I'm kind of like, oh, let me, focus a little bit more on this, or, outwardly, I guess I should say,
right.
which is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
yeah, when the fall hits, wintertime, I go back a little bit into hibernation, but not much. I'm still, you know, still like setting goals for I'm gonna be outside during the fall
So you
in
have
the
a
winter.
hot, well, it's not even a hot, because the fall isn't necessarily hot. I was trying to put a spin on the hot girl
Cool
summer.
girl, cool girl, cold girl. I don't know what to call it.
I don't know. I don't know. But that's
I don't
smart
know.
though. That's smart. I feel like we really should celebrate the spring and the fall because hot is really hot and cold is really cold. But the
Yep.
logic of, if it is, most people are off. And yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get into a swimming
Yeah.
suit. So,
See, I just be trying to get into boots.
hold on, what?
And I want the legs to look right in the boots.
Ah,
Like boots.
ah, ah.
See, I'm the opposite. Yeah. Yeah. I mean I do a swimming suit. I do swimsuits. I remember the first time after losing weight, um, and we went to the beach, and I had not gotten like used to like even when I was heavier, I wore swimsuits, and I didn't think nothing of it because remember in
Yeah,
my mind,
you was
I
fine.
yeah, it
Period.
was fine. Yeah, period. I didn't think anything of it, but for whatever reason, when I lost the weight, now I'm more self conscious, and so we go.
Mm.
I did a beach day with my kids or whatever, and their friends, and I've got on. I think I had on like a two piece, and then I've got on shorts, and then I got like a little fishnet top over it.
Mm.
And my daughter and her friends get out there, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" They was like, "If you don't take that stuff off," and I'm like, "No, y'all, like, no." And they're like,
Mm.
"She's like, Mommy, you look good. Like, what is the problem? You was out here when you were thick. You didn't care nothing about being
Isn't
out
that
here with
something?
it all out." Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but yeah. So during the summertime, I was out there with my little two piece on, but I got on shorts and a little coverall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do suits. Yeah, I do them, but I'm more passionate about a pair of boots
I don't
than
blame
I
you.
am. Yeah, I love
I
boots.
just feel like
So
I haven't really, there's really no pressure on the summer. It's just like I know physically I'm more proud. I'll say proud. I won't even, it's not even
mm,
really like, I'm going to show y'all. I done switched up.
yeah,
It's not like that.
it's about
It's
yourself.
about
Like
me. Yeah.
yeah,
So just because I can, I think that that's the brain. But yeah.
yeah. Okay. So you're gonna be outside with your bathing suit this
I
summer?
don't know, but I'm gonna get a bathing suit. I don't know if I'm gonna even be outside like that, but I know I'm gonna get
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe sit by the pool
yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah. Not too
That works.
crazy.
Yeah, not too crazy.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. I might do the pool.
you can do the
I might do a
pool.
pool. I can do a pool.
Yeah.
I think I can do a pool. I'm trying to think what else. What I do. It's different being here because this time of year, especially like I was a beach person, I was a spring beach person. Summertime,
Mm,
for whatever reason, in Florida, I didn't really go to the beach like that during the summer. It was mainly like March and April. So this is when I would be at the beach now.
okay.
So not being last year, I didn't think much of it. This year, it's kind of like, where would I go
Yeah,
to be near water? Other than, I mean, I guess
yeah,
Galveston,
yeah. You
but
can go to Galveston. I know it's not the same
yeah,
for people who have water, more water, but it's what we
yeah,
got. This is the best we
okay.
got.
I took my first trip to Galveston a few weeks ago, almost a month ago now,
Mm-hmm.
and it was unique.
Uh
It
oh.
was not what I expected.
Unique. When people use unique, interesting, I always feel like that's a covert way of saying something else. So what do you mean by unique?
It was unique. It was unique. It was genuinely unique. It
Okay.
wasn't like of course, growing up in Florida, our beaches look a lot different. Um, the infrastructure there wasn't what I
Oh.
expected. Like it was different to see the homes like sitting in the water on the stilts. Like in Florida,
Ah.
the homes are like up on the way back up on the shore. They're not in the water like that. Like if you go down to the Keys, you'll see
Uh
that,
huh.
but you don't see that like
So you feel
coastal
like we build it too close
like
to the
continental.
water.
They in the water. It's not too close. They're in the water. Like one good wind come through there and they are knocked down. Matter of fact, I saw a couple of houses that were like all collapsed over and stuff, and I was
Yeah.
like, why would they build them like that?
Because it wasn't always like everything in terms of weather. It's intensifying, so it wasn't always that bad. But I
Tell
feel
me
like you
about it.
just if you have anything towards water as far as possible, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe I can go back over there. Do they have anything unique over there? Like something that's like that we would be interested in? Like if we could take like a trip or a visit over there, like do they have like any cool
Ooh.
farms or
I'm sure they
anything
do.
like
We'll
that?
have to look into it. We'd
Okay.
love,
Or any festivals that they might do?
I don't know. We'll have to look into
Okay.
all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can do that. And then that way we can be near the water
That'd be
and do
good.
something wellness centered over there. Yeah, we'll look into that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool. All right. So fast next week, 5 days, and I'm gonna start a video with some kind of workout routine.
Yeah,
And then we can see what what results we get. We'll check in and talk about it next
we
time.
sure will. If y'all want to
That's
jump
what we'll do.
in, feel free. Please join
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, maybe we can like put everything like in our Patreon,
Absolutely.
like what we're gonna
Oh
do.
yeah, because I want everybody knowing
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single
So I'll
part.
post. Yeah, I'll post in there like what we're gonna eat, and then maybe I can share like the video that I'm gonna do for workout, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Now, and I'll add, your starter for anyone who just wants to do anything that's on the floor or at home. I'll provide something for y'all to get started as well.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get in here because it's getting
It
late.
is. It's getting late. I don't sing.
Why you gotta be
Come on,
here?
Sharita. We've
Okay,
been begging her to sing.
stop. I sound a mess.
No. Have you ever heard
Stop.
someone? Oh, I sound a mess. No, stop
Who
it.
did
They do like 10
Wait a minute. What were we singing just now?
Wasn't that Marsha Ambrosia's
Oh,
oh
Floetry.
poetry, okay, yeah.
Yeah, now you're gonna have me listen to that song.
I'm listening
No,
to it as
no.
soon as we get off. As soon as we get off. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going right to listen to
Yes.
it. As soon as we get off. All right, bet. Well, we're gonna talk
For sure,
before
for
then.
sure. This was
But
definitely a fun episode. We got a lot of stuff
yeah,
we put on the wall to do. But I'm
I
I'm ready
know.
for it. I think that's an
Yeah.
awesome way to start spring.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
without even
For
really
sure.
fully thinking about it. That's what we're kind of
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, that's true. So that's gonna be our spring challenge.
Yes.
Spring cleanse, spring cleaning, spring
Cleaning
wellness.
the
I don't know,
body.
something.
Something.
Cleaning the body, getting the mind right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new season.
It is. Detoxing for the
I'm ready.
spring.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Cool.
I'm ready. I'm excited for this
Me
season.
too.
So
Me too.
yeah, it's the best way to start it. And this time I'm not gonna get ice cream during the cleanse.
Please try to refrain from getting ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, I promise. Ice cream is off the list. Ice cream. I mean, I don't. You think about it. Like my snacks are what pineapples and pumpkin seeds, almonds. So it's
Yeah.
not like now popcorn is a vice. So I'm gonna have to leave that alone.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah.
I
Otherwise,
don't
I'm
know
good.
what I have to think about. I know we doing the last minutes. I love the chocolate almond covered HEB.
Yeah.
I like that, but I think outside of that and ice cream, I'll be okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's for me definitely the ice cream. But after the way I got sick the last time, I'm not going back for that
Yes,
anyway.
I know.
So definitely leaving the ice cream alone and the popcorn. I love the popcorn.
Cool.
So
And
yeah.
tortillas. So I can't eat tortillas either, huh? Okay,
No,
that's fine. I just need to know.
I like tortillas too. Tortillas and salsa.
Yes. Okay, we can still eat salsa.
Oh yeah, salsa is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good on salsa. Well, just okay.
Oh Lord.
So I would say we can make our own salsa.
Okay.
It's real easy.
Okay.
It's real easy.
Everything
Yeah.
needs to be made by human
Yes.
hands.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the important part. Everything needs to be made by human hands because then you control, what goes in it.
Right.
And we're gonna use everything fresh.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be real easy. I promise, it's not gonna be
I'm
difficult.
not scary. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, it'll be real easy, and just batch prep it and be ready to go.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, so you want to do salsa? I was gonna say, could do. One of the things that I do is like I get the homemade corn tortillas.
Uh-huh.
Like our favorite, one of our favorite spots here. They make them like in the store.
I've actually had those. They were so good.
Yes, they're really good. And so I'll take them, put like a little bit of oil on them, and then put maybe like a little bit of paprika, a little bit of sea salt, and some black pepper, and then put them in the oven.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, I slice them first, like with a pizza slicer,
Uh-huh.
and then put them in the oven, and then let them dry out, dehydrate, and they turn into chips. And then that's what I use.
Smart. Okay.
So yeah, that's
For the last 3
pretty
days,
much
if I want to do that, I can add that on my
yeah.
last 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. It's just the corn and flour that they use to make the tortillas.
Cool.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's what I do. All right. So I'll see you. I'll send it over to you before we get closer.
Sounds good.
So you
Looking
can
forward to this
know the
challenge.
things you need to get.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too.
All right.
And then I'll post it in our Patreon too.
Cool. Yeah, they need
Cool,
to show.
cool, cool. Yep. All right.
All right, it's another banger.
Another banger.
All right.
All right, I'll holler at you later.
Bye. Well, that's all for this month's episode. We hope you enjoyed it, found it relatable, and found at least one helpful thing that you can take into your wellness journey. Make sure to message us here with your feedback. Let us know what you think, and send us your questions to be read out loud on the next episode, the second Wednesday of every month. So make sure to follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon at Organic Over Here. Set your notification, like, share, subscribe, and help us spread the word. Until next time, stay well. Bye, y'all.